Transfers special video here. Best 11 with transfers that are going to happen this summer. And I'm guarantee you a lot of prep came into this video. So please, people, smash that like button and appreciate this prep. And I'm here with my friend.
Hey Alex, I'm glad to be back. I'm not Alex, but yeah, man. It's 3 months to go to the transfer window, so we might as well just begin for a few rumors ourselves, no?
It's going to be very interesting, and a lot of these players will be on the move, most definitely. I'll say this, people, if you disagree with any player that you think will leave of the players I say, put in the comment section down below, and I will personally answer every comment, okay? Because I want to know your answers with this one. So, best 11 of transfers to leave this summer, I'm going to put Diogo Costa, the goalkeeper. Do you agree?
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on this one. And as we were talking on off before, there are not many high-value goalkeepers in the market at the moment that can leave their club. So I think Diogo Costa is the most suitable candidate to a big move. Yeah.
75 million release clause, starter for Portugal. Who do you think should get Diogo Costa?
That's a nice question, though. I mean, in the Premier League, regarding the top clubs, I would say Man United.
De Gea in extending.
Just because I think De Gea is too inconsistent, man. And playing with his feet, he doesn't give that security that Ten Hag wants at the back, you know?
He needs quick transitions, it's true. I agree with you. And Diogo Costa will improve in terms of passing ability at the back. And I'm going to mention Livakovic, goalkeeper to of Dinamo Zagreb, that had an incredible World Cup. We saw Sommer go to Bayern Munich, but Livakovic is still at Dinamo Zagreb, and he's 28.
Can we say Livakovic is a cheap beast?
Cheap beast, underrated player into gets. So
true.
in the transfers, put down below if you agree with these two goalkeepers that were mentioned.
Amazing World Cup, yeah.
But now defenders. This is going to be very good, very good. And I have a lot of wonder kids to mention that are going to be on the move. So my defenders to watch this summer in transfers are Kerkez of AZ Alkmaar. I'll put Hincapié, and I'll put Ndika. For me, Ndika is going to be for sure leaving Frankfurt. 3 months, he's going to be a free agent, and for free to get Ndika, one of the best young centre backs
and
in the world.
It was quite surprising that he didn't left after that Europa League campaign, Ndika. I really thought he was going to be acquired. He was completely instrumental for that Frankfurt win against Barcelona.
True. And I forgot to say to my right back is a player, again, I'm very sure he's one of the best right wing backs in the world, and he's a youngster, Jeremy Frimpong. For sure every top team in Europe will want Jeremy Frimpong because offensively he's a beast. Man United should want a player like him. And
you have Diogo Dalot. Come on.
Frimpong would be an upgrade, and Dalot just being there is good. I agree. Can play left back, can play right back, but Frimpong offensively immense. A national team player, I believe too, with Frimpong.
Yeah, okay. At the back, I chose 3 center back system, so I'm gonna go with 3 center backs.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Giorgio Scalvini, Julian Timber, and Kim Min-jae.
Scalvini of Atalanta.
Yeah, I think Scalvini. I mean, we all know Italy has one of the biggest legacies regarding defenders. Okay, you have Maldini, Baresi, Chiellini, Bonucci, and I think Giorgio Scalvini will be the next one. Okay, he is playing. He's an undisputable starter for Atalanta, for a decent Atalanta team who is challenging for a Champions League spot.
True.
He is being called to the Italian national team already at 19, and I think his first game was at 18 with Italy. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Scalvini. He's lengthy, he's tall, he has good movement as well, and I really think he's gonna be a top-class center back. And I do think a top Italian team, will try to get him this summer.
Juve. If they leak with the league's departure, Bremer,
probably
Scalvini.
Even Inter. I think Inter can improve their center backs.
If Milan Skriniar's
leaving. But they play with 3 center backs, don't forget.
But imagine if Milan get him. That would be a statement by them with maybe funds of a Rafael Leão departure.
But then, continuing,
Yes.
my second one was Julian Timber, yeah. And I was surprised, as you were, that Timber didn't leave Ajax already. But I think also Lisandro Martinez coming to the Prem and convincing people that a center back who is not that tall can improve a team, okay? I think the interest in Julian Timber will rise a lot
Do you
after
think
this.
Timber will be better than Lisandro Martinez if he goes to
That's
the
a
Prem?
that's a bold statement. I don't think he will be better than Lisandro because
I
I think Lisandro has that aggressiveness, okay? And I think it's really important due to his low stature. But I do think Timber might be important.
And better than Botman, Timber?
It's hard to say, but maybe he can be better than Botman.
I'm going to say this. Julian Timber, in terms of progressive passes in a 3 centre-back system, he's perfect for Man United, an Arsenal team with the 4 centre-back system. I really believe Julian Timber is one of the best defenders to centre-backs to go and snatch up. But I'm going to say, left-footed centre-backs that we forgot to mention that I believe can be on the move this summer.
Gosali
It's
Nasu.
Gosali Nasu. £39 million release clause. That is very cheap.
That's a bargain for a center back like him.
And he started for Portugal already, Gosali Nasu. And the other one is Hincapi of Bayer Leverkusen too. He's crucial for Ecuador and prefer Bayer Leverkusen. You got Kosanu, Tapsoba, Hincapi.
Hincapi was the engine for Ecuador at the World Cup at the back.
With Gaishiro there. But it's unbelievable the amount of
But yeah,
option
my
of
last center back on this 3 center back system was Kim Min-jae from
I
Napoli.
don't see Napoli selling him though.
I do, you know why? Because they have to keep Kvara and Osimhen. And I do think, I reckon that for them to keep
Osimhen.
Osimhen and Kvara, I think they will have to sell Kim Min-jae.
But Napoli will definitely, in my opinion, not keep Osimhen. I
You
really
think
don't
so?
think so. He's the striker of my team in this, just spoiling people. I really believe that Osimhen, I can't see. But I'll talk more about Osimhen
we'll get
forwards.
there.
But with the left back, I know I mentioned him briefly, but the left back, Kerkez, is the future of Hungary. Composure, aggression, offensively. Benfica, please sign him up to replace Grimaldo. Under 20, for me, he's one of the best left backs in the world. I really believe in this kid with Kerkez. So I wanted to mention that. And yes, I mentioned Endika, Timber, Gosali Nasu, Hincapi. So people, put down below defenders that you believe are going to be on the move this summer. But let's go with midfield now, Pedro.
Yeah, you want me to start?
Yes.
Okay, so my midfield has 4 players. So
Okay.
I'm playing in a
What's your
3-4-3.
tactic?
3-4-3.
3-4-3. Okay.
So-
Xabi Alonso vibes there.
So yeah, I'm in my midfield. I have Manuel Ugarte, Xavi Simons, João Palhinha, and Cocu. Okay, this is my midfield.
2 players. We share
Really?
2 players. But Xavi Simons, people, I don't think he's gonna move this summer.
Man, you sure? He's top scorer in Eredivisie from the midfield.
I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't be surprised if Xavi Simons moved, but I really believe and I hope one more season in Eredivisie. He's got 2 Player of the Months already, and I don't want him to go to PSG. Definitely with that 12 million activation in his release clause. Please don't go, Xavi Simons, and stay one more season at PSV. But I said we had 2 players. Ugarte, I completely agree. I think Manuel Ugarte and Florentin Luis, these 2 CDMs of Primeira Liga, it's going to be very hard to keep them from Premier League, Serie A, and La Liga teams. Both are instrumental tackle-wise, passing-wise, anticipation-wise.
And Ugarte
Great
is a starter for Uruguay.
And-
And you look at that midfield: Valverde, Ugarte, Bentancur. Man, it's crazy.
Who should sign Ugarte? You think Chelsea? Enzo Ugarte?
I think Ugarte might be the right partner for Enzo. Okay, and I think Ugarte for a
I'd put Florentin
for a
Luis.
2, if you play on a 2-player midfield, it's amazing. It's one of the best players you can have.
I'd still put Florentin Luis instead of Ugarte. That'd be interesting.
But-
Enzo, Florentin Luis
But
versus
also,
Enzo Ugarte.
I could see Ugarte at Newcastle, for example. Why not?
Guimarães
And Ugarte.
and Ugarte. That'd be so bold, man. And imagine Mason Mount. I'm going to say this. This is another midfielder that's on the move. New agent to people. Mason Mount, 70 million price tag too. If Newcastle go to the market and sign, this is very bold, but Eddie Howe deserves this, that it's Bruno Guimarães, Mason Mount, and Manuel Ugarte. This midfield would be
Would
very bold
destroy
for the Champions
almost
League start.
every midfield in the world.
So
But listen.
Brazilian, Uruguayan, and then you have a bit of English with Mount.
We are always
More
talking
praise.
about a replacement on Thomas Partey, But why shouldn't Ugarte move to Arsenal, for example?
But Declan Rice, I think, is the move.
You do think Arsenal will have the financial possibilities?
And I was going to mention this, obviously. Declan Rice, for me, 60 million. I think it's the right decision of Arsenal. If I was Arsenal, I would sign 2 midfielders this summer. Declan Rice for sure, and Romeo Lavia. I said it in the video, Romeo Lavia is one of the best under 20 midfielders in the world. He's got Premier League experience, and Declan Rice is a starter for the English national team. And guarantees, that's what Arsenal needs. And a young team like Arsenal. But we didn't mention the player that's going to leave for sure, and it's the most desirable midfielder in the world right now, Pedro. That is Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is a top 10 midfielder.
I can see him staying at Dortmund.
the world right now.
I
and
can
he'll
see
be
him
leaving
staying at
Dortmund
Dortmund.
for more than 100 million.
I forgot to mention him.
So who in the Premier League? I think Liverpool should offer Jude Bellingham to Liverpool.
Hey Jude.
Liverpool are the team that need him the most of all of them.
Yeah.
But the most guaranteed for his career is Man City. If he goes to Man City, he'll have Premier League titles locked in.
But his play style adapts well to Liverpool.
And he would be needed. He would be needed for Liverpool. So put down below, people. Where do you think Jude Bellingham will come?
But to continue on the midfielders, I just have to mention one more. And we talked about him a few minutes back. It's Matheus Nunes. I don't think he's fitting well at Wolves. Even though that I still do think he has a potential for a Premier League team and a top one. Okay. And I think he still hasn't lost his hype. So I do think that Matheus Nunes will be heading to Liverpool at the end of the season. I do think it's the indicated club for him to play on for the transitions, okay? Both offensively and defensively. It's what Matheus Nunes like, open play game. And I do think that he would be a great addition for Jurgen Klopp's side.
He would match that Liverpool team very, very well. And another 2 midfielders in the Premier League that I think will be on the move, and for sure will want to be on the move, is Yuri Tielemans of Leicester. Brendan Rodgers is out. I think Tielemans will be out too. Free agent, maybe.
Even more if Leicester drops to the Championship.
Facts. And the other player is Alexis McAllister, World Cup winner. I think he deserves a move off of Brighton. And a lot of the Premier League top 6 will be wanting a player like him. Don't you agree?
I do.
You were going to say something. Sorry.
No. But Brighton has been doing amazing, even after Potter left. So that brings a question that everybody must be asking themselves right now. Was Brighton's success really due to Potter?
No. I really believe their scouting department and their president, their owner, that is the same owner of Royal St. Gilloise, that is going bold too in Europa League with Boniface. Great decisions. I think that's the reason why they're having a lot of success.
If you look at their players, they have an amazing squad.
True.
They have Caicedo.
Levi Colville, I rate him.
They had Trossard, who just left to Arsenal.
Evan Ferguson, Lewis Stunk. All these players are great level.
Yeah.
So that's a transfer. If we're talking transfers, it's obviously we got to mention Brighton.
And I do think Newcastle will fish in Brighton's team at the end of the season.
And here are another 2 midfielders. I said any midfielder, any player that I mentioned in this video, put down below if you don't believe that he's going to be transferred. I want to see those comments. I'm going to mention 2. You said Orkun Koksu. For me, Orkun Koksu can assist, can make a goal, and can create a goal. A Turkish national team starter and the captain too of Feyenoord.
14 goals this season. 14 goals this season from the midfield, Koksu.
Crucial in the Eredivisie, and I think Feyenoord will be winning.
He's young. He's 22 years old still.
Bargain for whoever gets him. Another player too that I think will be a bargain is Gabri Veiga. Gabi Veiga, I don't know if you know, from Celta de Vigo. He's got 9 goals, and he's one of the best under-23 Spanish talents out there with a 40 million release clause. And the last player I want to say too, Manu Kone, okay? Borussia Mönchengladbach, absolute units of a player that I really believe is a top box-to-box midfielder that will be leaving the Bundesliga too. I want to say that too. It's not just Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, but just wrapping up my midfield. So I went for both Xavi Simons and Koksu because they're doing amazing at Eredivisie. I think both are up there in the top scorers. They've been so consistent. Feyenoord is in the first place, mostly due to Koksu.
True.
Okay.
And Santiago Jimenez too. Ernest Slot, the manager, I'd say, is the biggest reason.
But I gotta go. I really do think that Xavi Simons will leave because he's the beacon for this PSV team. Okay, I do think he's the light of hope this season for the Dutch team, and I do think that he has the ability to play in a better side than PSV.
And another two midfielders. Oh my days, people! It's just like I'm taking off them. I'm just taking off lists of names that I really believe will be on the move. Kendry Paez, 2007 born player, okay? Kendry Paez of Independiente de Laval, one of the best Ecuadorian talents out there. Rumoredly, Chelsea are going to sign him for 20 million pounds, or close to 20
Ecuador
million
bulking
pounds.
up for the next World Cup, huh?
Fox, Inca Picachedo, and now Kendry Paez.
And Gonzalo Plata.
Ooh, you
Don't
love
forget
to see
Gonzalo
that.
Plata.
Playing in Valladolid. But you didn't like Real Madrid that last weekend.
No.
The Real Madrid 6-0 win.
Neither did their coach. Was just sacked. I don't know if you know, but
bold. But Kudus too. I think Kudus went bold for the World Cup with Ghana, and we might see. Kudus is a might see. Because, okay, don't challenge me.
I have him
Kudus.
in my subs as well to leave.
So I mean, I'm mentioning way too many. So we should go to the strikers.
Let's go to the strikers.
Tell me, people. Forwards, who do you think will go on the move this summer?
So you were playing in a 4-4-2 or
4-3-3.
4-3-3? Okay,
I was
let's
playing
go.
in a 4-3-3, and the three forwards that I know will be on the move this summer, and one has been guaranteed by Fabrizio. One is Nkunku. For me, Nkunku to Chelsea is a must talk because Nkunku, if Nagelsmann is the coach of Chelsea, we're going to see
for sure
levels.
get Nkunku.
Oh, levels with Nkunku. Enzo Fernandez, all involved. Ben Chilwell's been improving a lot, and Nkunku.
But okay, if you went to Chelsea, who would you drop on that Chelsea team? Would you not acquire João Felix?
I would acquire João Felix. I would definitely not play Sterling. I would play Mudryk. I would put Nkunku on one side, Mudryk on the other, Felix in the middle, and I would get a striker too. I will be referring a lot of strikers that I believe will be on the move, and another midfielder too. Enzo deserves a partner in crime, like we said with Dinu and Manuel Ugarte.
That's true.
And Manu Kone, we mentioned so many midfielders, and if Chelsea scouting the department, I am sure a lot of those midfielders will be in the list. So
yeah, who do you got for strikers, man?
Strikers, this is going to be a bold talk, but I think the most valuable striker to be on the move this summer has to be Victor Osimhen. 21 goals in the league, Serie A, 4 assists. No player is more in form at striker, in my opinion. Okay, Haaland. Haaland must be mentioned, 28 goals in the Prem, but not Haaland. Victor Osimhen has to be the striker mentioned, in my opinion. So I think it's going to be very hard for Napoli to keep him. Napoli will keep Min Jae Kim. They will keep Kvaradona, but they will not be able to keep Victor Osimhen. More than 120 million. He will leave Napoli.
So yeah, I do think you know who my striker is. I'm gonna go with Gonçalo Ramos for my striker. Okay.
I didn't know this.
24 goals in the Portuguese Primeira Liga, I think.
Well, no, 17.
17?
Goals. 17.
Oh, but he will end with 24.
24 overall, I think, in all
Maybe
competitions.
24 in all competitions, but still a great record.
But with Portugal, 29.
And I read in the news that he's the youngest player since Eusébio to score 24 goals for Benfica. Okay, in a season.
That's a bold stat.
Yeah, so Gonçalo Ramos for sure might be hitting up some sporting directors.
Look, I hope Gonçalo Ramos
right
stays
now.
another season at Benfica, but it's very hard. And the numbers of Darwin Núñez, those are the numbers that Gonçalo Ramos will be leaving Benfica. But who do you think should sign Gonçalo Ramos, in your opinion?
As you mentioned for United, Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen, I do think that maybe Gonçalo Ramos is in the equation as well. I do think that United will try to get one of those three.
And Chelsea, no? For Gonçalo Ramos, maybe?
Man, Chelsea
Enzo
just
Fernandez?
has already spent too much, and if they get Nkunku, will they try and get another striker?
That'd be really bold. But if you're spending more than 100
If they have Felix, if they have Felix and Nkunku, Havertz as well can do that position, will they really get Gonçalo Ramos?
Well, that would be very bold. And that's put down below. Where do you believe Gonçalo Ramos will be moving? But Gonçalo Ramos has 17 goals in the league. And I'm going to say this. I hope Gonçalo Ramos will be starting in the Euros and in the World Cup if everything goes all right. But we have Chermiti Araújo. We got many young strikers coming up. Even Fabio Silva with more than 15 goal involvements too. But I wanted to mention strikers too that are underrated. I have Benjamin Sesko, guaranteed player moving to RB Leipzig too. Please watch out. One of the best young strikers in the world of football, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Alex, I mentioned Atalanta because of Scalvini, but we must not forget the man of the moment, Højlund, okay?
Rasmus Winter Højlund.
He has just scored 5 goals in 2 matches for Denmark, okay? And he's only 20 years old, I reckon.
Facts.
So he might be hitting up some clubs this summer as well.
True. I completely agree. And Evan Ferguson too. First start for Ireland, first goal, and for Brighton, I think his importance will be going up. And another player that will be definitely on the move, going to the South American market now, people. Look at the versatility on this episode. Vitor Roque. Vitor Roque of Atlético Paranaense was a star in Copa Sudamericana, the youngest player to play for Brazil since Ronaldo Nazário. Vitor Roque will definitely be on the move, and he's like Hendrik, top potential for Brazil too. So please, whoever gets Vitor Roque will get a great striker too that can play on the wing.
And Alex, I would like to do one last mention regarding strikers, which is a really underrated striker, but I reckon that he will move by the end of the season, which is Beto from Udinese, okay? And if you look at the AC Milan squad, they're missing a striker. Why not go for Beto? He's a cheap alternative. He already knows the league, and he scored like 13 goals in the league already.
I'd get Balogun or Jonathan David ahead of Bet still. I think those are cheap options too for AC Milan.
Yeah, but man, I would really like Beto to see partnering with Rafael Leão, actually. That would be nice to see the Portuguese duo up front.
You didn't ask my left wing, and my left wing is Rafael Leão. So you think AC Milan will keep Rafael Leão?
This summer it will be really hard for someone to sign Rafael Leão, not only because he is of course expensive, but he also has a debt to pay to Sporting. So besides paying for him and paying for his wages, probably the club who buys him will have to pay 20 million to Sporting as well.
True, but
so that adds to his price tag.
It does, but too, like Rafael Leão, his contract is ticking, and I am sure whoever gets him, they'll have to pay up that contract too, and he will pay Sporting with the higher salary too. So I'll say this: I hope Maldini does manage to convince Rafael Leão and Ibrahimovic, but if Rafael Leão moves to the Premier League, I wouldn't be surprised. Imagine Guardiola with Rafael Leão.
Like, I would actually like
the amounts of goals.
I would like to see him at Liverpool, Rafael Leão.
I don't think they'll get him though.
But they should.
But how many goals would imagine a Man City team with Rafael Leão, Erling Haaland, and Phil Foden in the mix, and De Bruyne behind them? That would be like, and Kvisha Kvaratskhelia. We know he's another great name, but we believe Napoli will be keeping Kvaratskhelia. More chances of Napoli keeping Kvaratskhelia than AC Milan keeping Rafael Leão, in my opinion. You agree?
I don't know, because this summer a lot of clubs will be hyped to get Kvaratskhelia, and I'm almost certain that the likes of Real Madrid will try to push for an eventual transfer of Kvisha Kvaratskhelia, and even more if they're not able to get Kylian Mbappe.
True.
So actually my right wing was Kvaradona.
But I don't think Kvaradona will leave.
I do think because of that. I do think that Real Madrid, in the case of not getting Kylian Mbappe, they will charge everything they have on Kvaratskhelia.
And Haaland, no? Vinicius, Haaland, and Kvaratskhelia.
Right now, at the moment, I do reckon that Haaland will stay a few more seasons at Man City.
But in 2 seasons' time.
In 2 seasons' time, yeah, I can see him leave. And that's why I told you, I think that in the long run, Alvarez is going to make more of an impact at Man City than Haaland.
Interesting. And I've got some players I want to mention with this talk too. Ansu Fati. Do you think Ansu Fati should stay at Barcelona or should he leave?
He should leave, man. He needs to get the chance to play regularly to be back at his best level.
So where to, Ansu Fati? That'd be really interesting.
I don't see him playing at a top-tier club right now, like top, like top 4 Premier League club.
No one can afford the wages of Ansu Fati.
Yeah, but if I were Newcastle, I would ask for the loan of Ansu Fati.
loan with a guaranteed option to buy?
Yeah,
like what, 80 million?
Yeah, 70, 80 million afterwards.
I would be very bold.
And
Anyhow,
it would be really interesting for Ansu Fati playing both the Premier League and for perhaps Champions League football.
and Saint-Maxime might be leaving too, so that'd be a great competition.
Where to?
With Almiron.
Would you think that he would go?
I think AC Milan, or I think Serie A, because the low pace and the time to make that dribble, I think it would be very adequate for Saint-Maxime. But I had another player I wanted to say, and I really believe that he will be on the move. But again, like this video if you're listening until now, and if you disagree with any of the players we're saying that will be on the move. Moussa Diaby, people. 12 goals, 9 assists in the Bundesliga. No, in all competitions this season. I said Jeremy Frimpong on the move. Moussa Diaby is on the right too, and I believe he'll be on the move too.
And do you think they can win the Europa League?
I think Xabi Alonso, 8 games unbeaten, one of the contenders. I think he will go through the next leg.
And if they go through, probably it would be due to Diaby as well.
Facts. So, do you have any more players you want to mention here?
Yeah, I have the big bomb, man. But
the big bomb.
Yeah,
Who's the big
course.
bomb?
Man, if you look at PSG situation, you know who the big bomb is.
Messi.
I wouldn't say Messi. I would say Kylian Mbappe quicker than Messi.
No, Messi's gonna leave.
Mbappe is sick and tired of PSG. Mate.
I think Mbappe is gonna stay. Look, Pedro, if Mbappe stays another season for PSG, he earns, I think it's 60 million for loyalty bonus.
And you don't think Florentino is able to pay that 60 million or even more to get him?
Mate, I just think I think until 2024, no. I think we'll see.
Kylian Mbappe didn't leave last season because he was promised they would win the Champions League with Messi and Neymar.
With a striker.
And he gave them the opportunity. And when he was asked after the Bayern game, what do you think of this PSG team? He told them, that's all we have to give. I'm sorry. So it seems like he's thrown the towel to the ground. He's given up. I really think he's sick and tired, man. He wants his legacy to be as great as the legacy of Cristiano Ronaldo. So I do think he's gonna move to Real Madrid this summer. I'm really convinced. I'm really convinced.
I love people. Do you share this conviction with Pedro?
Of course they do, man. Of course they do. And who wouldn't love to see Kylian Mbappe lining up for Real Madrid?
I think you definitely would want it to.
I would love to see that.
If Mbappe was right now, at
as long as he doesn't break Ronaldo's records, okay.
They would be winning the Champions League if he was now.
Probably. Yeah, and
definitely.
He has to build up his legacy because he's lagging behind the likes of Ronaldo and Messi, who by 24 already had won very important titles, okay?
And Haaland is breaking records in the Prem. And if Mbappe was at Real Madrid, they would be the main contender to win the Champions League with Vini, Benzema, and Mbappe.
Yeah, and he's not lagging behind the legacies of Ronaldo and Messi. He's lagging behind Haaland, who's scoring hat-tricks in the Premier League.
True, but
and
still,
in the Champions
League. World Cup final. And for the national team, that's what Mbappe will get another edge.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's wait and see.
So yeah, that's why he needs the move.
But yeah, it's true. But put down below players that we haven't mentioned in this team. And João Felix, though, we mentioned him briefly. Who do you think? Do you think Chelsea will be signing João Felix?
I think João Felix has been the best player for Chelsea in the last few matches. So if they don't sign Felix and they spend 100 million on Mudryk and
next
players,
to Enzo Fernandez, I think João Felix definitely is one of the most important players.
João Felix is right now the most important player at Chelsea at the front, for sure. He's much more. He creates much more than Kai Havertz, for example.
Facts. That's facts.
João Felix is instrumental for this Chelsea team, and I do think if Chelsea wants to succeed in the near future, they should go for João Felix.
Okay, interesting take.
But let me just mention one player before we close. And it's still not a hyped up player, but I've seen him play a few times, which is Gnonto from Leeds. He's 19 years old. He has the pace. He has already been playing for Italy.
True.
At 19 years old.
I love the Italian.
Yeah, I do think the Italian national team is building something, okay, for the future. And I do think Gnonto is unsettling. He has that pace, he has that explosion power, and I do think that in the next 3 or 4 years, he might reach a top level.
Good talent, William and Gnonto. I agree, and if they get relegated, that will be a cheap player. James Ward-Prowse too, Romeo Lavia too. I'm dying to see who will get relegated in the Premier League. Even at West Ham, Aguerd. Players like Aguerd, Paquetá, Scamacca relegated, they will definitely be moving. But I wanted to mention in this video, transfers, players on the move Primeira Liga edition over here. I wanted to say, outside of the top 3 teams, Ivan Jaime a Famalicão, Luís Júnior too a Famalicão, Gustavo Assunção a Famalicão.
Banza from Braga.
True, that good player.
Simon Banza.
Alexandre Penetra too, good player. Ibrahima Bamba of Vitória de Guimarães. André Amaro of Vitória de Guimarães.
The center back Bamba.
True. Guga, Costinha of Rio Ave. 2 good players too. And at Braga, Ricardo Horta, a legend of Braga. Like, if he moves, like, I think it's inevitable, but let's wait and see to who. And Al Musrati of Braga, incredible CDM that I wouldn't be surprised if he could go to the Premier League.
Yeah, but I do think that the golden egg chicken for Braga is Simon Banza. Because he's still young, he's banging in some
26.
goals. He's still young. He's still a young striker. Come on.
Like
I'm not saying for
who's younger, more goals.
But the physical ability on Simon Banza, I really appreciate him as a striker, and I wanted Sporting to get him, and unfortunately they didn't. But yeah, I do think that he will leave to middle table team in the Prem.
So here, my lineup of 11, my 11 of players that could be on the move this summer. I've got goalkeeper Diogo Costa, Kerkez, Gonçalo Inácio or Hincapi with Ndika. And at the right, I've got Jeremy Frimpong. The 3 in midfield. I'm going to go bold with Florentino and Manuel Ugarte, Jude Bellingham, and Orkun Koksu, captain of Feyenoord. And my 3 forwards, I'm going to put Nkunku, guaranteed to Chelsea, Victor Osimhen, one of the best strikers in the world of football, and Rafael Leão. That, come on, extend AC Milan, but he could be on the move.
Yeah, and about my 11... of players that are likely to make a transfer move this summer. I'm putting Diogo Costa on the goal, and on the 3-4-3 system, I have 3 center backs: Scalvini, Timber, Kim Min-jae, and at the midfield, Manuel Ugarte, João Palhinha, top 3 CDM, Xavi Simons, Koksu, and at the front, 3 stars: Gonçalo Ramos, Kylian Mbappe, and Kvaradona.
Hey, we didn't mention Messi in all this. Where do you think Messi will go?
I still reckon that Messi will line up for PSG next season.
No. I think or Barca, or he's got big Saudi money or MLS money. But Barcelona, it would be absolutely beautiful. This Xavi team that has the least goals suffered in all the top 5 leagues to get Messi in it. Pedri, Gavi, Messi in the mix with Lewandowski. They would be winning the Champions League maybe with Lionel Messi.
That's likely, yeah.
Hey, that'd be very bold.
That would be lovely to see.
Hey, but when you said João Palhinha and all this, I want to answer this before we go. João Palhinha, where to? So,
for example, Arsenal for me would be the right choice. Even at Liverpool, I think that he would do a great job. I mean, of course, you can argue, but there's Fabinho. But they're different type of players. They're different kind of players.
Same role, though. Same role.
But I think Palhinha without the ball is much better than Fabinho.
Interesting. So we're going bold with this one. So people down below, I want to see mad comments on this of transfers that are going to be on the move and 11s. I want to see your 11 in the comment section.
And even Newcastle for João Palhinha. Sorry for interrupting. Why not?
True. They will need a CDM for the Champions League level 2. And again, if you're listening until now, do not forget to like this video. I'll get 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Come on, like this video. I want to see mad numbers on this. And again, if you're listening until now, thank you for going bold, people.
Go bold, guys.